what girls look for in guys, what classes should you sign up for.
1, 2, 3, funk it.
Hi, I'm Maddie. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing all of my high school advice with you since I'm a rising senior. Today's video is in collaboration with Kendall Cason. She's also going to be doing a back to school advice video on her channel. Her video is going to be focusing on more of the friendships, relationships, social side of school. Her channel will be linked in the description box, so be sure to check out her channel after this video, and let's go ahead and get started. The way this video is going to work is I'm going to list a couple of my key points, and then I'm going to be answering your questions that you sent in on Instagram and my community tab. So the first point that I wanted to talk about is what classes should you sign up for? That is a question that I get so much from underclassmen at my school, and I feel like a lot of people don't know a lot about, because the obvious answer that everybody tells you is to take the hardest classes. While that is correct, that's not the only thing you should be thinking about. It's very important to take classes that are going to benefit you and your area or areas of interest. For example, I'm very interested in architecture, so my freshman year I took several standard level courses regarding technology and design because it's related to what I want to study. Now obviously if there's an honors, AP, or college class that you can take in your interest area, then that would be better than the standard level, but don't be afraid to take a class just because it's not going to boost your GPA or help out your class rank if it's something that's really going to benefit you. Going along with that, do not think that your junior year is the only year that matters. So many people just goof off their freshman and sophomore year, take it easy their senior year, and only push themselves during their junior year. While everybody does tell you your junior year is the most important, colleges are going to be looking at other years, so if they see that you're lazy 3 out of the 4 years, that's not going to look so good for you. The final tip before I get into your questions is to take all the college courses that you can. Basically, if you have an extra spot in your schedule, fill it with a college class. If there's a class that you need to take and there's a college option, take it. The more college credit you graduate with, the more free time you're going to have in college, and you can even graduate early. Now I'm going to be getting into the questions you sent me. The first one is how to deal with anxiety at school. My 2 main tips for that would be coming up with a safe space, so an area where you feel very relaxed and can go to a lot. For me, this is definitely the online computer lab. I really like the online coordinator. It's generally very quiet. There's lots of little spaces where you can go with just like your friends and feel more relaxed and not overwhelmed by everybody in the school. Also, developing a calming activity to do in class that can help relax you is really nice. For me, this has always been just like writing song lyrics on the back of paper. I don't know, it's pretty random. Going along with that, someone asked how to handle stress. I will admit I'm not the best at this. I stay in a constant state of stress, but some things that really help me out are figuring out what is stressing me out and try and get that accomplished first. So if I have English and math homework and it's the English homework that's stressing me out, I'm going to try and get that done first so that way I can reduce my stress immediately. Also, taking a break when needed is something that I need to focus on a lot more. If you have been working on something, it's just not going as planned and it's stressing you out, walk away from it for like 15 to 20 minutes, get some fresh air, get a snack, come back, try and have a fresh, clean mindset. Also, sometimes talking it out can really help. This spring, whenever I decided that I wanted to drop a couple of classes, it really helped me to talk out what I was going to say to my guidance counselor with my mom, so that way I had it like rehearsed and knew what I was going to say. So finding a parent or friend or somebody to talk it out with can really help. Next, somebody asked how to survive junior year. I would say it's not easy. This year was definitely a lot more than I was expecting it to be, to say the least, but using good time management skills and using your time wisely will really help you out. Trying to use every single minute productively, especially if you have very time-consuming classes, which you probably will. I have a whole entire video about time management tips that I will link up here if you want to watch that. Also, for me, it was very motivating to think about my end goal, which is getting into a good college, because there would be many times when I'm sitting there thinking, why am I taking this class? And then I would think, okay, you want to be at one of these schools in the next like year and a half, and in order to do that, you need to push through this class. That has always been something that really motivates me. I know that's not the case for everyone, but just try thinking about why you put yourself in that position. Going along with that, somebody asked how to stay motivated to study, and there are two ways, either intrinsic motivation or extrinsic motivation. Not sure if I pronounced those terms correctly, but basically intrinsic means it's coming from within, which again, like I said, is thinking about your end goal, why you put yourself there. And then extrinsic comes from outside, which could be a reward that you're giving yourself. Maybe if you get an A in this class, you're going to splurge on those new shoes from Nike or that cute sweatshirt from Urban Outfitters. Whichever way is going to motivate you more. I'm definitely more of an intrinsically motivated person just because I'm not very materialistic, but find what works for you. Someone asked the difference between regular courses and honors courses. I cannot speak for every single high school, but at my high school, I feel like they are the same course, just the honors course is more fast-paced and there might be a few nuanced differences. For example, in English, if you take honors or AP, you have to memorize your vocabulary list and you're not given a word bank, whereas if you take regular/standard level, then you get a word bank. If you're trying to decide which one to take, if middle school classes were very easy for you, take honors. If you found middle school classes to be challenging enough, then I would say stick with regular. This next question is very interesting, and it is, what are some good goals for your freshman year? I definitely say putting yourself out there is really important, so join some clubs, make some friends, try to establish those connections, because your freshman year, you're just really trying to figure out what the high school experience is going to look like for you. If you don't get out there and experience a lot of new things, you can't be confident that you're choosing the right path for yourself. So while it's hard to put yourself out there, it's totally worth it. Someone asked if AP classes are worth your time, and I would say for the most part, yes, but it definitely depends. In my opinion, there are two reasons to take AP classes. Either one, you think it is, quote, an easy AP for you and you can do really well on the exam and get some easy college credit and GPA points. The second reason is if you think you're going to learn a lot of valuable skills from that class that will benefit you in other courses. I have taken AP for both of these reasons. My sophomore year, I took AP Psychology because I knew it was the easiest AP, and I was like, why not go ahead, take an AP class, get some college credit, and yes, that worked out very well for me. My junior year, I took AP English. I hate English, it's not my strong suit, and I wanted to take it because I knew that a lot of the skills that you learn in that class are going to be important for other classes, and lo and behold, they really helped me out on the SAT. If there's an AP class that doesn't necessarily fall into one of those categories, but you still really want to take it, then go for it, but just know that AP classes are a lot more work than others. Really think through if it's something that's going to benefit you in terms of college credit, important skills, or just be enjoyable. Someone asked what to expect from freshman year. For me, I go to a really small school, so there wasn't like a huge shock, but I would definitely say adjustments to the social and academic settings, because there is a higher standard of academics in high school. Obviously, I feel like in elementary and middle school, the teachers really guided you and kind of held your hand through everything. In high school, they just kind of let you go completely with no warning. You really have to know how to study on your own, teach yourself material, not be afraid to ask for help, ask questions. The social scene is different too. A lot of the groups that you might see in elementary and middle school are broken up, and it's really a time to explore new friendships and maybe even find a smaller group of friends if that's your thing, or a larger group if that floats your boat. I feel like this person might have been wondering about getting picked on as a freshman. In my experience, that really didn't happen. It's something that you hear about a lot in movies, I feel like, but I've never really heard of freshmen getting picked on very badly just for the fact that they're a freshman. But do try to not be the annoying freshman. Someone wants to know how I manage my time and manage to upload so many videos in a week. My biggest tip for content creators that are still in school is find content that fits your schedule. So if you don't have time to sit down like this and film a video, don't do it. Do a vlog. The next one is organization tips. My biggest one is use a planner. I did not get a planner for this school year just because I have a gut feeling that we're going to be online for quite a while, and I will just be using my bullet journal, which is technically a planner, I guess, but having somewhere to write down your due dates and events you have going on in that day is very, very important. Planning ahead is my second tip. Whenever you get assignments, start on them as soon as you can. Do not push everything up until the due date. You'll be very stressed out. The next question is how to balance school, a social life, sports, and YouTube. That's a lot to have on your plate, but trust me, I have been there. but it's really important to set priorities and figure out what is going to trump the others. For me, it's always been school. I've never minded risking missing an upload for school, but maybe you're really good at sports, so you don't mind missing the party for your game. Maybe you have a large social media following, so you don't mind getting a late grade on your homework to get the video edited. It's just all a matter of importance to you, but be sure you're being realistic and not just taking zeros on all of your schoolwork, because school is very important. The next one is tips to approach teachers. I would say be respectful, but stand your ground. Obviously, the teachers are older than you, so you need to show them respect, but do not let them walk all over you. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for what is right. Their purpose is to help you, so if you're not getting the answers you need from that particular teacher, find someone else that you can go and ask. For example, if maybe your English teacher isn't giving you the answers, go to someone else in the English department. Don't be afraid to approach them like that's their job. I understand that some teachers are more intimidating than others, but at the end of the day, they are there to help you. What are some emergency items that are inside of my backpack? So I know a lot of people have like a toiletries bag. I personally don't do that, but some things that I personally like to keep in mind are a phone charger, an umbrella, some cough drops, and chapstick. Those are the main ones I keep in my bag. The next question is how to deal with drama and not get involved. I want to preface this with it is impossible to go through all 4 years of high school and not get involved with drama. It happens. Now, some ways to avoid drama would be being selective with your friends, again, having a smaller group, and being very careful with who you share stuff with, what you share with people, and don't be petty towards others. That's just the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, if you're just sitting there and you know that what they did really isn't that bad, don't sit there and be petty over it. Just forgive, forget, move on. And honestly, if you just carry yourself like an adult throughout high school, you'll be involved in way less drama than those that go around being petty. Next question is, should you focus on school and living your life? I would say this is definitely a balance. It's never just completely focus on school and don't have a social life, or go out and party every single night and don't focus on school. Obviously, you need to have some social elements in your life to be a happy human, but I would say definitely don't completely ditch school for all of that. Find what works for you. I definitely say that I am more of a school focused person, but I still go out and do things, just maybe not as much as the typical high school student. So not everybody's balance is going to look the same, but find what works for you. Then the final question is how to make new friends. Joining clubs is a good way to find people with similar interests. Like if you're in a club that's volunteer based, you know those people probably like to volunteer. If you're in beta club, you know those people probably are interested in some academic stuff. Those make great friends. You can talk with them at club meetings, hang out after school some, and participate in extracurriculars together. Also, talking people you sit near in class is great. This is how I formed some of my really close friends and strengthened old acquaintances. If you're next to them for 5 weeks, you might as well talk to them and become friends. Some other ways that I know people make friends that are just a little bit out of my personal comfort zone are sitting in new areas in the cafeteria instead of the same seat at the same table every single day, or even going to school events like football games, homecoming. If you want to find out like what girls look for in guys and things like that, be sure to check out Kendall's channel. It'll be linked down below. She's focusing on more of the social aspects like I said earlier. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any other questions that you have related to school advice, and I'll do my best to answer them in the comments. Be sure that you're subscribed and have the bell turned on. That way you can be notified every single time I go live or upload a new video. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.
It's not about personality matrixels and charts. It's all about the bumps in your heart.